Good morning, guys. Charles Williams here, CW Consulting, with another episode of Parking Lot Thoughts. This morning, I wanted to chat a little bit about grading practices, and trust me, there's not enough time in these thoughts to tackle that in its entirety. But there is one focus area that I wanted to talk about, and that's going to be effort, right? There's a lot of conversation around the practice of grading or good grading, right? And the biggest question is, what is the purpose of a grade? Right? Why do we give grades? And a grade should be a reflection of what students understand, but all too often that gets tainted with other things that get added in, right? Just because I have an unlimited access to tissue boxes or to hand sanitizer doesn't mean that I know more than the next kid, right? But my grade might suggest that because of extra credit. The same goes for, the issue between grades and standardized testing. You have no idea how many times I've had to have conversations with parents whose kid has always been on the honor roll, yet, sits at the 10th percentile, right? And in CPS, the 10th percentile means that you go to summer school, right? That you're up for potential retention. And so it's a very hard conversation to have with a parent to say your child has been on the honor roll for years, yet they're not demonstrating mastery or very, very little competency on a standardized test. And so, I understand that educators often want to reflect the effort put in. And so I guess my concern and my question is, whatever happened to the effort grade? I know when I was in school, right, you had a grade for conduct, you had a grade for effort, and you had a scholarship grade. And considering that now, right, I think that if we don't go to standards-based grading, that we should at least go back to this practice where we separate those components out. Looking at conduct as separate, right? Not using your grade to punish a child. Because if a child understands the content, if a child is mastering the content, but is disrupting the classroom, right? Then that should be reflected in a different way. And the same goes for effort. Just because a child is trying very hard doesn't mean that child understands what is happening in the classroom. And so being able to tackle the grading process in that manner, right? Bringing back effort, bringing back conduct, and going old school, would help parents and help teachers better understand and communicate, where students accurately lie, right? So if a child is not mastering or they're average, maybe they're at a D or a C, right, in their scholarship grade, but that child is coming in every day, putting in their best, and so maybe they're sitting at a B or an A in effort, right? And that communicates a lot more clearly what's accurately happening, as opposed to these current grading practices where everything is jumbled together, and teachers are essentially forced to blend things that shouldn't be blended. So just a parking lot thought that maybe we should go back to some old school grading practices and separating those things out: scholarship, effort, conduct, and keeping them separate and assessing each on its own merit. Parking lot thoughts this morning. Take care. Have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you tomorrow.